Hey everyone, I am doing this week's video and it is about meal prep. I think meal prep is such an important part of a successful, healthy lifestyle because if you find yourself unprepared, you're often going to be making impulse decisions or coming up short with your macros at the end of the day if you haven't planned everything out accordingly. I think that one of the things that happens with people when they think about meal prep is they think that everything has to be the same. They have to eat chicken and rice every single day, super, super boring. That's not the case. That's definitely an easy option. So there is nothing wrong with that. If you're okay with eating the same food every single day, I actually really encourage that because then it does make your meal prep a whole lot easier. If that is not something that you like to do, if you really need a lot of variety within your diet, that's perfectly fine, but it's even more so important that you plan that so that way every day you're not having to recreate the wheel as far as like figuring out your macros that you have left for the day or what your goals are and everything like that. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick few tips, share some of the ideas and the ways that I meal prep and some of the tools that I actually use in doing that. So obviously I'm in my kitchen. I rummaged through my cupboards and my refrigerator and I picked out a few of my favorite things. I don't actually have all of my favorite things to show you because it is Saturday and I've not gone shopping yet. So I don't mind to eat the same food every day, but I also do love food that tastes super yummy. And I love all of the cookbooks and recipes from Skinny Taste. So they're really cool because Gina has already figured the nutrient value. It's right here on this bottom. And most of these recipes are actually already in MyFitnessPal. Plus, they are super easy. This is the Fast and Slow cookbook. So there's a lot of Instant Pot and Crock Pot recipes in this book. I have one of her other cookbooks as well. I think that this one is the one that my zucchini lasagna is in. I love zucchini lasagna. It's a great way to be able to have that lasagna flavor without all of the carbs. My family loves it too, and that is a great meal prep option because it actually serves 8. So there's 8 servings in it. So any recipe I find that has 8 servings, that's huge because I can either feed it to my family for a dinner, so we get 4 servings of it for dinner, and then I have 4 days worth of meal prep, or especially if Nick is counting macros with me at the time, like we're each able to have 2 days of a meal prep out of a dinner. So I mean, I'm already cooking for my family, so I might as well double a dish and have a meal prep option already taken care of. And is what I do is I have these little meal prep containers that I got from Sam's Club. They're super cheap, guys. And I only like this brand because then that means that I know I can go to Sam's and I can get this, and all of my lids are interchangeable to my containers. So I don't have to worry about my cupboard or my like Tupperware area being crazy because they all just stack right on top of each other. And I've literally gotten rid of every other Tupperware container I have, and we only store food in meal prep containers. So my fridge is full of little black boxes. Another really important thing that you have to do when you're meal prepping is you have to weigh and measure your food. So this is my very well loved food scale. I think you probably all know how to use the food scale. If you don't, you need to be. But it's really important that when you are following these recipes, or even if you're doing a recipe of your own, it's really important that you are remembering and writing down or following the recipe to know how many servings. So if it calls for a cup, we need to measure out a cup. If it calls for grams, we need to use our food scale. Another thing that is important when it comes to food prep is you need to, when you're searching for your entries on MyFitnessPal, if you have weighed your chicken raw, you need to log your chicken raw. If you have logged your chicken cooked, you need to weigh your chicken cooked, or the same for any meat, because obviously 4 ounces of raw chicken is going to be a larger amount than 4 ounces of cooked chicken. So make sure that you are logging those things correctly. Rice always blows everyone's mind. I actually cook my rice in bulk for meal prep. So I get out my Instant Pot and I use it as my rice cooker. And the way that I do my rice is I scan the back of my label of the rice so that it's dry. It tells me how many grams to, like 56 grams of dry rice. And so I weigh that out, and that's a serving size. And so if I weigh out 4 serving sizes dry, I know that when it's cooked, I have 4 servings. So I literally just take an empty bowl, put it on my food scale, dump that cooked rice into it, and I'm able to figure up based off of how much it weighs, how much each serving is. So that way I know that I'm logging that correctly, because like I said, rice, everyone, it blows their minds on how to log it, mine including. So I've really had to figure that out, that I know for sure based off of, I only put 4 servings in my Instant Pot, that no matter what it weighs, it's still 4 servings of rice. So that's my little tip on that. Plan out your meals. I use an app called Plan to Eat. It allows me to import all of my recipes into this app. In the app, I am then able to create a shopping list. So that way, 2 things done at once, right? Like I've planned out my meals for the week, but I also have been able to generate my shopping list. So this is what it looks like. Has all of my recipes on here. I'm able to import them from the internet, or I'm able to upload a recipe of my own. But when it's time to cook something, I just click on that recipe and it actually is on my phone. Nick also has this app downloaded on his phone. So then when I have something planned for dinner, all he has to do is open up the calendar portion of the app, and it tells you what is planned for that day. You can click on it, and if you hit cooking view, there is your recipe, and you're able to just start cooking right off of your recipe. I upload my own recipes on this as well, just so that way it can generate my shopping list, and so that way Nick can help me cook dinner if I'm not able to. This helps me stay organized. It helps keep all of my recipes in one place. But also, it's important when you go shopping to get some convenience things, or some things that are going to make your food taste better, especially if you get tired of eating the same thing all of the time. I have a sweet tooth a lot, so one of my favorite things to do is get the sugar-free Jell-O, and then just a ready-to-drink protein shake, and I use this as the liquid. So it calls for 2 cups of milk. So I put the whole entire protein shake into the box, and I'm able to eat the entire box in one serving if I want, because the numbers are really low. Cottage cheese is a staple in our house. I actually used to not like cottage cheese, but I put it on top of my potatoes and use it in replacement of sour cream. It's able to give me super easy added protein. I also like Greek yogurt, which I don't have because I eat it all of the time. And into my Greek yogurt, I would put a packet of ranch dressing seasoning. So then I use that fat-free Greek yogurt as my salad dressing on everything, because it not only gives me the salad dressing flavor, but it also, once again, ups my protein. If you guys are not using this sauce, then you are missing out. He has a whole variety. He has like honey mustard, barbecue, teriyaki, all sorts of stuff. These are super yummy. This helps meal prep not stay boring. So say it's easier for you to cook a bunch of chicken out on the grill or on the Blackstone at one time, but you get tired of the flavor of it. You can add this as a dipping sauce, because it is basically macro very friendly. It's 10 calories. It is carbs, but just 2 carbs per tablespoon. So this is a super, super good option. Way better than like 24 carbs for a real barbecue sauce. And I use this all the time. Like, even when people come over, they don't realize it, but I'm giving them sugar-free barbecue sauce. So super, super yummy. Make sure to get that. again, convenience. I love tuna or pouch chicken, anything like this that I can grab and go, throw it in my purse, keep a spoon in there. So if I'm out and about, then yes, you might see me driving down the road eating out of a tuna pouch, because this is huge. This saves my meal prep so much time because I don't have to meal prep snacks this way. If I grab this and maybe a low carb tortilla, then my snack is done. I also try to use ground turkey. Make sure to get the 93% lean option. Actually, lean ground beef and lean ground turkey have the same nutritional facts, so it's really up to you and your flavor that you prefer, but I do cook a lot out of the ground turkey. This edamame spaghetti, I get it at Aldi's. I'm sure they have something similar at Walmart. This stuff is super yummy, guys. Like, I actually prefer it better than actual spaghetti. So this is easy. Is what I'll do sometimes is I will brown up a whole bunch of meat for my meal prep, like ground turkey, ground chicken, lean ground beef, and not put any seasoning on it. So then as the week goes, I can decide, so that way I have a little bit of variety, like, do I want it to be spaghetti? If so, I'll make up some of the edamame noodles. Do I want it to be taco meat? Okay, then I'll grab some tortillas and put it on a salad maybe. But that's a great way to just brown your meat in bulk and maybe just season it with salt and pepper. But then you're able to know, okay, I already have healthy ground cooked options in my fridge, so I'm able to do something like this. Edamame spaghetti has 24 grams of protein in this spaghetti. So if you add spaghetti sauce to this, guys, you're up to like 50 grams of protein. Super, super yummy, easy way to get in more protein. Another thing I like to do is I do like to cheat and get frozen sweet potatoes. I like to get frozen veggies in general because I'm able to just throw this entire bag into the microwave and it cooks. So sometimes I do it ahead of time if I'm wanting to measure out my little containers and have the meal bulked and ready to go, like just grab and go for the day. But a lot of times, since I work from home, I will just keep those in my freezer and cook that as I need to eat it with my lunch. This is actually for our Blackstone. It's a dome, but I love to use it inside on my little griddle on the oven too, because it crisps my food back up. So that way you don't get soggy microwave reheated food, like my breakfast English muffins, things like that. I don't really want to heat them up in the microwave because they sometimes get a little bit soggy. So I'll put them in a cast iron skillet, put my dome over the top of it, and it allows my food to feel like or taste like I just made it versus I'm heating up a leftover, which I don't mind to eat leftovers anyways. Another thing that is crucial to me for meal prep is this massive, massive cookie sheet, okay? Like, I can do all of my chicken on one side if I wanted to do baked chicken for the week, because it's huge, guys. And I can do like roasted potatoes or other vegetables on the other side. So this is huge. I can normally prep at least 2 meal prep dishes on this at one time. This massive baby is important for me as well because, like I've told you guys before, I love my breakfast English muffins with like my little eggs on it. And so I get half a cup of egg whites in the morning. And so I put 1/4 of a cup in each of these. So this is able to get me 12 servings of my egg whites to go into my English muffins. And then they're already in their cute little circles that fit on my thing. I also cook my meatloaf in this a lot. So that way it's just already portioned out, grab and go servings. So I don't recreate the wheel. I stick to the basics. I probably have about 12 recipes that I rotate throughout, so that way we don't get bored. For myself, it works best if I'm meal prepping. I meal prep my family's meals at the same time, at least 1 or 2 of them, so that way everything's taken care of all at once. So I typically cook my meals on Sunday. I will just plan out my week, And I'll try and at least get my protein cooked up. So that way, like if it comes time to make my family's meal, I already have the cooked chicken for the enchiladas that I'm gonna make, because I'll throw a bunch of frozen chicken into my Instant Pot, season it up however I want it to taste, and then as the week goes, I'm able to make that shredded chicken or a nickel grill a bunch of meat. So that's typically what I do. I have some large containers that I can put like bulk protein, bulk rice, bulk sweet potatoes, and those can go into my refrigerator. And from that, I can portion out my meals. Or, like I said, I love those Skinny Taste cookbooks, and I'll just go through and either find recipes that serve 8 or double recipes that only serve 4. So that way, at the same time of cooking my lunch meal prep, I've also cooked my family one dish. Meal prep is super, super important. It's one of the only ways that you're going to be successful. Don't find yourself out there without a plan and having to make impulse decisions, and don't allow yourself to get stuck into the rut of eating the same food every day, because there definitely is options. So you guys are doing great. I'm so proud of you, and the success that you've had throughout this journey, and I hope that you continue on and you have found some of these tips to be beneficial. Have a good rest of your week.